Hey-o! What is up, fellas?
Good evening, buddy.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the hat, Brent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Barenbrug sent me out a little care package last week while you guys were at the Equip Exposition. I came home from work one night and I had this sucker waiting outside.
I like it.
I got this crazy thing. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty cool.
You're gonna have to get your pink tank top out there next summertime and get some shots of you wearing that hat and
that's gonna be the
America shorts.
That's gonna be the vibe right there.
Hey.
Pink tank top. The crazy Barenbrug hat. It's gonna be a whole thing.
It's great for I don't mow without mine.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Got a little feedback coming in. Coming in from Crazy About Grass. What's happening, Rob? How are you, man?
Doing good. It was actually a real good day today.
Yeah, something cool happened today. Was it today?
Let's hold off on that for a minute here.
Oh.
Let's man, gotta get a little foreplay in first.
I'm too excited. Welcome everybody. Yeah. Keep Off the Grass Livecast, episode 91, Tuesday night. Dang, we're getting close to 100, fellas.
Man, what should we do for 100?
I don't know. We got to do something fun, something cool, something special.
Something.
Yeah. I wouldn't say take our pants off, but I don't think any of us are wearing pants anyway.
Yeah, Olee last week was the first episode he wore pants.
I'm second.
I can't.
Oh yeah, you had that guy with.
yeah. Second.
You had a guest.
Jeez. All right, guys. Well, let's all grab a glass, so we can keep off the grass. Got my Coke Zero tonight. Zach, what are you drinking?
I actually have my favorite beer of all time. It only comes out once a year, and it's a one and done thing.
Pumpkin spice?
Nope. It's called Hop Slam. It's called Hop Slam. It comes in through Bell's Brewery. And it comes in. It's around for they have one batch. So it always tastes so good. It's like freshly.
Yeah.
And it lasts for a few weeks, a month, and then it's done. So
do you have to go somewhere can you get it at a regular grocery store? You have to go somewhere like a liquor store or something, or where you find it?
Yeah, like a liquor store or something. Most places carry it. Some grocery stores carry it. It's expensive because it's like a once a year thing.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Damn,
everything that Bell's makes is quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
since GIE though,
I
told myself I was going to dry out, and I've been drying out because we partook a little bit heavy. One day I barely made it. Olee can attest to that, but but then I forgot this was coming out today, and I'm like, dang, all right, I gotta get it.
I get it. Yeah.
There's always
Speaking
tomorrow.
of last week.
Yeah.
Always tomorrow.
Some of you fellas were lucky enough to go to the Equip Expo last week. That's pretty exciting. I saw a lot of cool stuff. Zach, a lot of battery stuff there this year. It sounds like a lot of heading towards that direction. It seems like for a lot of the guys. So that'd be cool to kind of see.
Yeah.
But yeah, how was the sleeping at night? Did you guys get a good rest, or was Nate snoring again, or what was the situation there?
Anything that Olee and Brent have said in the past about Nate snoring, imagine that 20 times.
Oh no.
So they're not exaggerating, and they're not lying. They me and Olee were joking, Nate's saying either, one day he said he slept well, one day he said he didn't sleep good. And we're like, we're witness that you did sleep good. We heard your ass all night.
Sounded like you're doing just
great.
fine.
You can't say you didn't sleep because we were up all night listening.
He woke up Wednesday morning and said, "Damn, I didn't hardly sleep a bit." And we're like, "Oh,
we're like, yeah,
my
right,
ass, man."
We listened to you sleep."
I heard Olee in the middle of the night
choking.
Yeah, I thought he was choking. I almost woke him up because he's freaking can't even freaking get a breath. And but Olee, I was awake because I couldn't fucking sleep one night when he was really going. He was roaring. And Olee, I hear him. Olee's like, sounds like a fucking chainsaw.
I'm telling you, last year I slept every night. I slept with my AirPods in and put music on, and
there you go.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. But I got to ask you guys about, I'm sitting here at home last week, right? I'm at work and I'm home and hanging with the kids and doing all my stuff. And I just kept seeing DeWalt's blaze of glory. Can we talk about it for a minute? What in the world?
I think
where were you guys? Did you see it? Did you experience that? What was the chatter like? Did anybody talk to DeWalt? What in the world?
So I think we were outside when it happened. And I remember people talking about a fire extinguisher and stuff. And then Olee was outside, I think, for the duration of it. But I know he heard some stuff too, but we didn't think anything of it. I don't even know how we found out, but we didn't see it in person. But I think we were outside when it happened. It's that big where you don't know,
Is this the first year they've come out with a commercial DeWalt zero turn? I don't know that I've seen them before, but maybe they have.
Yeah. I think I think they're just now getting in the mower game, honestly. Yeah. And it looks,
that sucks.
They got it on this big pedestal with the big lights on it and stuff inside, indoors. And, they were doing demonstrations. I know you could stand or sit on it.
Yeah, that was cool.
And, I think it was supposed to be one of the highlights that they were showing. And, it was,
it was lit. That's for sure.
You could tell the guys at their booth weren't very happy. The rest of the the rest of the time.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that they like that just the whole rest because I think it was like the first day, wasn't it? Was it the first day or the second day?
I'd say the second day.
Second day. But I would imagine, yeah, that just everything after that was just downhill. Like, oh shit. Like
I
how
mean,
do we
nobody's
even
gonna
come
wanna-
back from this?
Yeah.
Like, how are we gonna pitch
Yeah.
this like flagship thing or whatever? Like, oh my
And-
goodness.
I see they're saying it's like a prototype, and oh, we had a prototype out there. It was a prototype, and I'm not trying to hate on whatever because like I wouldn't want to be kicked when that happens. But like, I mean, okay, everybody probably has prototypes out there. You didn't expect that prototype to burn. It's not like it's okay
No,
that happened.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I get that you had a prototype out there and it wasn't it's pre-production, but you didn't expect that thing to burn. It's not a good look. It burned.
Yeah.
Well, they've been making batteries at DeWalt forever. I mean, I don't know if they make them themselves, but they're a they got all their cordless stuff, so it's not like it's new to them. I would expect somebody new who's never done maybe battery stuff before to maybe have some trouble. So that hopefully it's a one-off and they'll get that figured out. But yeah, that sucks for a PR thing. Like nobody's gonna want to talk about anything else when let me tell you about this new thing we got. No. That's I don't care about that anymore. I want to hear about the mower that blew up.
Yep,
I don't
that's
think-
nobody wants to talk about what else you got going on. Shifty Carmack in the chat just said Greenworks set it on fire.
Yeah.
Corporate espionage. It's like, they're like,
I don't even
let's
think-
sabotage them.
Like anybody was prepared for that. They oh, I'm getting some feedback here. Because if you look at the videos, again, I'm not hating on them here, but like everybody looked like they didn't know what to do, and they were just standing looking at it. Like all the people around there, and obviously you got to have a special fire extinguisher for battery. I'm not, a specialist in that, but it was almost like nobody expected that or was prepared for it. It's kind of crazy.
You know
Yeah, it's
that
like
they dug a hole and buried it overnight.
Nuh-uh.
I wouldn't be
100%.
surprised.
That lithium or whatever.
I wonder if
sure
it's
that-
like a gravestone.
Yeah, probably worried
Well,
about spontaneous
they didn't have-
combustion.
Poetic.
So they actually buried it overnight.
Well, they had the equipment there to bury it. That's for sure.
Plenty of excavators there.
It's got to be like one of the situations where you have a job and you got to do annual fire safety training and stuff. You're supposed to look at your emergency layout plan to know where your exits and fire extinguishers are. But I mean, I can't be the only one who like skips through all that shit. Just goes to the little test at the end. Like, they know about the safety stuff, but where is the fire extinguisher? Like, what do we actually do when the time comes? Because nobody really pays attention to that kind of stuff. It's like reading
Yeah,
the
I didn't
terms and
know.
conditions.
We were wondering if like OSHA was going to be looking at that. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to blow it up, but like it was like literally, I think it was like torching, and there was 2 guys standing there looking at it. Like, I don't know what to do.
Dang.
And there's videos everywhere. It's just a natural with a hail surrounding the whole thing. That'd be pretty dangerous.
Kind of,
Oh man, I don't know, Rob. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
yeah, it's hard hearing it. Maybe turn your volume down a little bit if you can.
Yeah, it's
I was
like
gonna say,
breaking up a
maybe-
lot.
I was gonna say maybe we could pass it to Rob before we get into more GIE stuff.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that a big difference?
It's a little better.
It was working fine before we went live, so I don't know what's going on.
So, what did Rob recently achieve, Bill?
Oh yeah. So I think Simple Lawn Solutions Lawn Contest 2022 Grand Champion. That's pretty epic. I was just talking a little bit before the show. I am so surprised. I guess I shouldn't be. I'm not surprised, but I'm amazed at how many epic lawns entered into the contest. Like it was hard going through them all, but to come out on top,
Mhm.
take some pretty sexy grass. And Rob's got it. That looks good, man. And that's what you're doing with that with an ego, right? Isn't that right, Rob?
Yeah, I got egos like that.
That's awesome, man. Those are some clean stripes.
So you're using a stripe kit.
Yeah, I have maybe a big checkmate. But I haven't talked to Steve, and gonna get one of those new, what's he have? What is it? What is it called? Game Changer.
Ooh,
I'm trying to try
yeah.
to get it next season, so kind of excited about that.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was definitely cool to see with the little looks like they got some kind of like a broom type thing on the back of it, maybe to add extra stripiness. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to see that thing in action.
Yeah, I think he's put a lot of time into, he puts a lot of thought in. Steve's a good guy, so told him we need to throw it out for my lawn, and so we're gonna try to get one next season hopefully, and so I'm really excited about it. See, I don't know how it's getting better, but we'll take and try to step up to the next notch. That's what we do.
So yes, so Steve's a pretty cool dude, like we all know, but his somebody we haven't had on the cast yet. I don't know if anybody knows him, but I can't remember his partner's name, but his he's pretty cool too, and he's just as passionate as Steve, and he gets hyped, and
That's awesome.
it was funny to watch them go back and forth. Like, I mean, he is just as hyped as Steve, like, and they're so into it. So that was pretty cool.
Did you guys get a close up look at the new Game Changer stripe system that they're making? Like what are some of the things that stood out to you guys that could make a difference from what they've had before?
Definitely that brush behind it.
It looks like their locking mechanism is different too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like directly say it, but if you look at the KOTG Instagram and the Greenworks mower that we were looking at, that stripe kit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is it. Same one. Got them all lined up in his garage before he was getting started down there. Big deal for him. So that was cool. Stripe kit's what makes it look these lawns. This lawn would look like it. Nice stripe kit. No picture. Doesn't even look the same when you're standing outside. It all looks good. It's got a nice when you look at it, certain be in the sun angles, and it really takes you to the next level. Okay.
Yeah. Hey Rob, do you want to try maybe if you try logging off and logging back on? Because I wonder if it's like your connection. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's like it's breaking up so bad.
It's hard to hear you for sure.
We really can barely understand even.
I'll give that.
Yeah, see if you can try logging back on. Maybe that'll help if we got a new connection, because I'd love to talk with you more and get your thoughts.
Love those single
that's a
doubles,
bummer.
man. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
His audio was working fine. There was a little
fine,
feedback before, but definitely not that bad. So
we can drool over his lawn for a little bit and then we can get back into GIE. I got a couple of pictures here, but that's glowing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is glowing.
yeah,
You got this. This is his setup he's using right now.
that's pretty rad. I'm mad jealous because I don't know. It just got cold and rainy here quick, and kind of like was growing like pretty good. It's kind of stalled out. I didn't even have time to mow this weekend, but just kind of stalled out. It's not even I'm not growing that much. It just got cold. I haven't had frost yet, but it just cold.
Everything's
Like
slowing down.
overcast. I started seeing some fungus popping up on my brand new 365 on the side last week. I was like, oh man,
Get out of here.
I had a break in the rain one day, went out and sprayed it. So I'm hoping that I can get some sunshine going here and get that fungus knocked out, because it started to set in.
Yeah, I did my propiconazole application last weekend. Threw that bag down. See how that does, but yeah, definitely not as good as I was hoping. That's really good.
Yeah, I love that.
God, look at that contrast. Oof.
The double darks would be sweet if he could make those double lights darks.
Yeah, switch it up. Switch the direction up.
But I wonder if that mulches or if that's side discharge, and I wonder if he goes that way because it blows towards his lawn.
All right, guys, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Make any
yes.
difference?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There we go.
Bravo.
Way better.
Good. You can answer Zach's question. He was just asking if you're side discharging or mulching.
Oh, I'm mulching. It's got a mulching blade. It's got a second mulching blade too. The bottom of that mower, have you seen the bottom of the Eagles? It's got the dual blade. The top blade is a second cut to make them finer, I guess, to go down. But then it also comes with 3 blades. It comes with a long cut blade, which doesn't have much of a wing on it. It has a high lift blade. It has a really, it has a wing on it that lifts it up higher. And then it has a mulching blade that looks like the gator blades. It's got the, the teeth looking in the back that help lift it up and kind of flip it over for a mulch. But I pretty much constantly mulch unless I have disease or something I want to get rid of, get rid of the clippings, which I rarely get rid of anything. So I try to do my pre-treatments so I don't have the disease.
There you go.
But on occasion, when I do have it, I try to cut it. Problem is I don't have anywhere to put it, in particular if I have a lot of it. So then I got to put it in my truck and I got to take it somewhere, and it's a pain. So I cut it often. So I'm cutting every other day when it's growing hard like this. So, or every 3 days probably at the longest. So I don't get much clippings. You can't even tell. I don't even have a lot to blow.
That's nice. Yeah. I guess that is the benefit of doing it more frequently. Is each time you're just trying to take a little bit off, and it's not so messy, not overdoing it.
So let me know if anything changes. I put the video back on just to make sure. But
this is what you're working with right here.
Yeah. So this is a local. I'm in kind of the Cleveland area. I'm about 30-40 minutes east of Cleveland on the lake still. This is a place out of Akron that this seed is brought out of. Wasn't anything that I wasn't trying to do anything special when I was doing this. I never was a grass guy. We built our house about 4 years ago. At that point, I was just looking to get some grass in here. Somebody my wife works with does installs on the side. This is what he uses, and actually he helped me out and gave me some seed before at my old house, and I used it. It's a real nice. I thought it was a real nice grass, so we had him use that again here. I got an extra bag after he left to make sure I had some for anything overseeding, so I had to make sure I had got the same stuff and been holding on to that for a little bit. And that's what I reseeded with this year, even 3 years later. First year we had a bunch of mud and stuff. We were building in the back. We were doing the deck and stuff. After that, second year, we had it put in kind of late. And so it was about a year before we got going. I really didn't know what to do the next year. We had somebody come in, True Green, somebody, actually Eco Lawn came in, and they started, and they were doing okay, average what you're seeing around any other neighborhood, nothing great. We know how that works. So then COVID hit. Like a lot of people, what am I going to do? I started working on my grass. And before, I wasn't even a grass guy. I knew nothing about it. I mowed when I had to. I did buy an Eagle lawnmower back in 2014, but it was just so I didn't have to buy any gas or have to mess with it, so I could put it in the corner and not worry about it. And so now I have this new lawn. I have somebody else working on it. I need something to do. I started watching some YouTube. You see Alan Hine doing stuff, and you see Pete from GCI Turf doing stuff. You see Pete's lawn, and you just get excited, man, that lawn. I want a lawn like that. So next thing you know, I'm buying all the Green County Fert stuff, and I'm putting in a backpack sprayer, and I'm gonna make this better. So little by little over the last few years, this is what we ended up with, and it become my masterpiece. It's what I do. I come out every day and I look at it, and I don't have a big piece. Like if I had something like Olee's, like I can't imagine taking care of that. That's unreal. That's that's impressive for somebody. What I do is I can be out and find little things wrong with it, or spot spray something small. I can walk it every day and make sure it looks good, right? That's not something he can do. He's got a big job on his hands. So I always take my hat off to somebody that has a big property like that. but having a small area like this and being able to take care of it and trying to make sure it's nice. And, one thing good about, it's really cool about my lawn is it really takes to a change. It doesn't leave a lot of burn in. I got these stripes that are from the house, these double wides, kind of burned in pretty well. But every other pattern I put in them, you can really see the pattern, and it stands out every time I mow, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we were looking at the photos earlier, Zach had pulled that one up where it was like you were halfway through laying your stripes down, and then you could see, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I was like, that's pretty awesome how the old pattern doesn't really show through very much on your new one. That speaks a lot to the the quality of your grass, and so that's pretty sweet, man. I like that.
And that's just within a few days. That's probably within 3 or maybe 4 days. I've been pretty busy lately, so I haven't been mowing my normal 2 or 3 days. But
Now, do you stripe every time, or do you only do it when you're got the time and the sun and all that good stuff? How are you always striping, or not always?
I stripe. I stripe for my neighbors even. I'm like, you want to see something nice. And my neighbors actually drive by sometimes and they stop and they're like, and they even say, I saw you mowing. I can't wait to see what pictures you put on Instagram.
That's awesome.
So, it's cool to hear. I got a really cool neighborhood. It's a very small neighborhood. There's only about 70 houses, and it's in, one road in, it goes up, turns around, and comes back out. So a real quaint neighborhood, and everybody knows each other. And actually, the fourth place winner of this lives about 10 houses up for me.
No
we swap
way.
information.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do they have a page?
Something in the water out there.
Yeah, he actually just got started a little bit ago. It's Greenwood NV 82, I think.
All right, check him out, everybody.
Well, yeah.
He's a good guy.
I have a Greenwood right now looking at this lawn. So.
Actually, I always take my garage is wide open, and my mom told me a long time ago, you need to close that garage if you're going to take these nice pictures. And I always take the picture. My dog doesn't like it when I shut it. She gets confused, so I normally don't shut it. But this time, for the pictures that I put in, I put the dog in. I shut the garage door, and my mom called me today when she heard that I won. She was excited. She's like, I see you close the garage door.
See, I told you, Robbie.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Man, it looks so good. It looks so good. I like it up
pretty
there
intense
where you're
few
at.
days, though.
I like it up there where you're at too. A buddy of mine from college, his family lived in Bay Village, and we used to go up there all the time and hang out.
Yeah.
It was like beautiful out there outside of Cleveland on the lake, man. I like that area.
Yep. It's real nice out here. It really is. I grew up actually in Erie, PA, which is it's on the lake. It's kind of in the same area, but an hour 15 minutes east. Just into Pennsylvania, same thing, but just a little bit farther out.
Yeah, man. What are your what's your height of cut looking like? Somebody was asking what height you're cutting at.
I'm at 2 inches. Well, I have my lawnmower set what is about 2 inches, but then I always double cut. I never single cut. I always double cut. And it seems like after I go by the second time, I'm under the 2 inches at the first cut. It always cuts a little bit the second time because it gives a little less to stand on top of.
Sure.
So a little under 2, I'm going to say. But that's where I like it, a little under 2. I don't like it too short because you start seeing, it starts getting some of the brown stuff that's allowed to go through. And then if it gets too high, I'm just not a fan of the higher stuff. I like it makes it look the crisp look. I call it, right about 2 inches, just under 2 inches. It's a tight look. It's like the crew cut look. I like that tight look.
She said.
It goes nice with the edges, the nice tight edges. And I'm big. I have an edger. I have the whole Ego lineup. I have the edger and the weed whacker, the hedge trimmers, the whole thing. All the batteries and individually, they all switch out and work with each other just like the Toros do. But it's something that I think everybody should strive for is keep going, just have fun with it. That's all I got to say about it. I enjoy it. That's why my lawn looks the way it does. I enjoy it. So if it's something you enjoy doing, just keep it up, doing the research. And the one thing I always say is what makes somebody great is how you solve your problems. And we're all going to have problems, The problems are what makes this interesting. It's how you figure out and how you do the research and how you figure out what your next step is and what are you going to do about it. You got a problem? We all got problems. My lawn doesn't look the way it does because I let things go. I took the time and figure stuff out and put the time in. So do the work.
I think that's what makes DIY lawn care so much fun is it's like, you're putting in the effort and you get to see the results. If something's a challenge, you work through it and then you learn along the way. Folks that maybe have a service come out and cut and they don't really do much, but their lawn looks okay. They don't really appreciate what it takes, to get to the next level. And I think that's kind of why, we all like to get out there is just you have fun doing it. And it's a challenge and it's just so satisfying at the end of the day. You did another renovation this year, Rob, it sounds like. So that the lawn contest was after all that. So it's kind of like, you did this big project earlier in the season and now the results have kind of paid off. And I don't know, it's like, it's satisfying, it's such a good feeling.
Yeah. Not a total renovation. I tore everything up pretty well, we'll say, with my dethatcher. I had a lot of bent grass growing, and it's a real shallow grass. It's a lime green. It's real shallow, and that Sunjoe dethatcher and I put that. I ran it all the way down and did it like 3 or 4 times. Put about 15 bags out of my front yard. It left some patches. I overseeded it a little bit, and it came back strong. It really did. That bluegrass that I have is incredible. It's got its roots and the rhizomes on it are incredible. They really dig deep and they pop up all over the place. I've even popped the ones, every once in a while I'll get a couple places that look bad. The ones that pop up in your beds. Mm-hmm. The rhizomes, they start rooting in there and they start going up. Some of the ones in my back of my beds I let grow, and that's my little seeding area. If I need a couple pieces, I go back there and I'll dig those up and replant them over in a little area if something happens or if I need to pull something up. And you get them strong like that they come from rhizomes that they just love to grow.
That's awesome.
KOTG strong.
Yeah.
That's a good idea to have a little spot where you can take some plugs out of and that's healthy and mature. Yeah. That's pretty good.
These aren't even plugs. We talk about plugs, these big things that we're taking out. It doesn't have to be some big thing. You can just take 3 or 4 that have just grown into your bed somewhere. As long as you're getting some good roots, you get underneath it and pull it up and just shake it out and get the roots with it. It makes a difference. You can just dig out a place, plant a couple of those that are healthy, and they fill right in pretty quick.
Nice. Pretty great. Well, congrats again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's a cool thing. We always do lawn of the week, but it's like simple lawn solutions. It's kind of like
we do have
lawn of the year. Like what is it? What do we call that?
We did pick a lawn this week.
3 so far, so it's kind of cool. It's pretty exclusive so far, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't build up too quick. And I kind of feel lost in the lawn of the week sometimes. These all these new guys, I don't even know if they know who I am. I don't spend a lot of time in the Discord, and who knows, But I've been around since pretty well in the beginning. I think I was a 9th or 10th winner or something like that in the beginning. But
yeah,
it's some of the old school guys. Like I was like Smoking Stripes hit me up today. I haven't talked to him in a long time, so that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Some of the old school guys came out of the woodwork. And I say old school, but I've really only been on Instagram since June of 21.
Mm-hmm.
It's just over the last year, I've really gotten close to you guys, and I feel like it's a great community. It's like a little family, and everybody talks and everybody has fun together, and you can't say anything bad about it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what kind of the neatest thing is, like over the last almost 2 years now that we've been doing this. I'm just, and I'm one of them, right? Like people that just thought like, oh yeah, let me start a lawn care page like for my yard. Just seeing all the dedicated like lawn Instagrams that are just continuing to pop up, like you said, like your neighbor. I think that's really cool. It's just, growing the community and getting people interacting and sharing information, sharing knowledge, encouraging each other. Hey, I got a problem. You got a million different people now that you can, reach out to. And I think that's great.
I was pretty antisocial, or anti-social media, I should say, not antisocial. And it seemed like I had never had a Facebook. I always said it was unnecessary drama. I stayed away from all that. And then I started doing my lawn to be probably about a year before I got on Instagram. And my wife, and I give a couple pictures of my wife. She's on a chat with all my sisters. And so she would send some pictures to her, to my sisters, in their little chat they had. And I would send a couple to my friends. And one day my wife's like, why don't you just get an Instagram, just something. I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, just do lawn stuff on it. And just for people to see, a couple people will be able to look at them, and we don't have to email them to everybody and do all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I did that. Next thing you know, we're on a roll. Actually, Brian Lawntism actually invited me here to the KOTG and got me going with you guys. And,
Awesome.
I don't know how we started talking. He just saw my picture or something someday, and we started chatting. And next thing you know, he let me know about you guys and what you guys did, and invited me to here. And the ball started rolling. Then I won KOTG, and it just rolled. And it's just snowballed. And just over a year, just there's that puppy. Holy smokes, that dog is cute.
Yeah, he's a gorgeous little dog.
Well, yeah, man, that's awesome. Congrats again. Badass lawn.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well deserved. But yeah, that's awesome. So we do have a lawn of the week winner picked. We'll talk about that later in the episode. Yeah, actually, I wanted to show you guys something that we did on the first night. So the first night, Nate kicked my ass in cornhole, to be honest. Iowa, freaking corn boy.
Yeah.
But oops. So they had like the event set up where the whole Louisville Slugger Stadium was shut down, and it was just GIE people allowed, or Expo. But what we got to do, Brent, you might think this is kind of cool. We got to, I know it's Evan Williams, but we got to grab.
That's a heavy top.
We got to grab our own bottles, and then they had the wax right there in a bucket. You dip your own, and then
that's cool.
That's pretty cool. Hey, listen, man, bourbon's bourbon. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter.
So then they gave us all like flights for free.
Sweet.
And so that's why this was all before the episode last Tuesday.
Right, I was gonna say this is before the show.
Yeah, if we were acting a little goofy, that's why. And actually, Wednesday morning is the worst I felt the whole trip. Olee knew I was almost that I finally snapped out of it like right before the event, but I took a melatonin from Olee, and I think that messed me up.
Oh, dude, that was
on that.
Yeah, man.
You can't mix them.
It was the melatonin. It was none of the alcohol.
None of the alcohol. That's all that matters.
Or the liquor or the beer. It was
you got to pick one. You got to either do melatonin to help you sleep, or you got to get
that's
to help you
exactly.
sleep. You can't do.
We all took a melatonin. But when Zach got up the next morning and he put both hands on the cabinet, he was just like staring out the. I was like, "Dude, you gonna be all right?" I thought he was about to barf in the sink.
It's because I didn't even get to the room yet, and me and you walked to a bar. Or when I got out of my car, we got a beer. I didn't even get my stuff out of my car yet, and we walked to a bar, and had a beer. Then I had tequila. Then I had another. Then Olee and I went to Mitchell's Lawn Care, and invited them to like a jobber, like that company jobber. We went to this bar for a while. They had a taco bar, and I had something there, but I kept switching beer and liquor and different types of liquor, and I think that's what made me feel a little funky the next day.
That'll get you.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. So like they had fireworks at the end of the night.
Nice. That's so cool. That's neat that they did that.
The field looked like, well, it looks kind of good right there, but it did look like, it looked like pretty bad.
A little beat up.
But I think it was Bermuda going dormant.
That makes sense.
I think they were just kind of letting it go. So, yeah, woke up next day. Olee bought a bunch of bottles of liquor at the liquor store down the street. What'd you pick up? Brent would know what you were looking at and what you drank.
Well, I grabbed a bottle of Buffalo Trace just because they had one. And then I got no roofies. Let's see.
Was
Wow.
that before or after?
The other was Castle something. It's what that girl recommended. And somebody said that they had a super nice distillery. Castle. Let's see. I picked up a bottle of Castle Key small batch. It's pretty good, honestly. I had it last night with my birthday brownie.
It's your birthday brownie.
Yeah, hopefully I get one of them one day.
Look at that beast.
Yeah.
Good night.
So
Those tires.
So we were talking about stand-ons. And Olee made a good point where I was like, I don't know if I'd want to stand, but some people think sitting all day makes their back hurt. So, maybe standing up, that it wouldn't, it'd be a little maybe more comfortable after a whole session. But I don't know. I don't know.
Takes some getting used to, but the thing about that is it's just more productive. You can see, I mean, it's about like your push mower. You can see the entire deck. Easy on and off if you got to grab some sticks or trash or something in the yard too. It's not like sitting down, have to get up. It's just more productive. And then these things here also have like a shorter wheelbase, so it's easier to get turned around and come back when you're striping, like up against
Makes sense.
a fence or something of that nature.
The Walt's got the idea though with that stand-up, sit-down, that choice. That's the idea.
Yeah, it's fire for sure.
Even though it did burn up.
I think I'd
It's a
want to be
cool
standing
idea.
up.
I wonder if it's like if it's heavier because of that, like if there's any extra weight because you have that option. I don't know.
Olee did a giveaway at Spiker booth.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw a couple
And,
of stories and giving that away.
So she wanted Olee, I don't know if that ever happened, but she wanted Olee to make a story on a page to say, hey, we're doing a giveaway. And she was explaining to Olee what to say. And then so I just started filming her to tell Olee what to say. So we had it on KOTG. And so I think that's what it ended up being, was just her talking about it.
Yeah, it was.
That's easier.
And she's pregnant. That's cool.
Yeah, you gotta watch though. You gotta watch if you assume that.
Yeah, don't stick your foot in your mouth.
But Olee, it was funny because Olee was talking like, he was like, man, I hope it's a name I can pronounce, because like I personally, me too. Like and then it was actually a name they couldn't read because it was like scribbled up. So like even Spiker couldn't read it at first. And
I couldn't say their last name.
Yeah.
You guys get it
What
figured
day
out there?
did it end?
Say what now?
What was the last day?
The last name or day?
The last day. Sorry. The last day of the GIE.
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, it's half day.
So here's another mower, and it's a mower that they're just now getting into the game. Olee and I have talked about it a little bit. I kind of want your guys' thoughts on it. But they this is their first mower series into the mower game.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah. I'm excited, man. They make good stuff. So I would hope that they're going to give other folks a run for their money.
Well, they're one step ahead because that shit didn't burn down. So
that's true.
No, I don't think that's electric, or maybe.
No, it's a Vanguard gas.
So they
I saw they had their push mowers too. So that's pretty cool. They're getting into like the smaller residential as well. Don't leave us out.
Speaking of that, and I wish I would have had that pulled up, but I saw somewhere posted that Honda's getting out of mowers completely. Do you guys see that?
I saw that too. I saw that on somebody's story.
Yeah, so Honda is they're gonna sell the rest of their mowers that they have in stock, but they're not gonna produce anymore. And I think it's because they probably maybe don't want to get into the battery game, or they're not prepared. don't have like don't maybe have their shop tooled up, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, yeah, maybe the mower department or division was kind of more of an afterthought. That was like, we can make a little bit of side hustle over here, but they didn't really put much effort into it, possibly.
Yeah, I would imagine that's just such a small percentage of their
Right.
revenue
Yeah,
is,
for sure.
mowers that they're probably like, you know what, like, let's just let it go.
Let's get back to
Let's
motorcycles and
we'll
cars.
stick with generators, and we'll stick with, obviously all
Motors
the
in
other things
general,
that
like,
Honda makes.
I mean,
They were moving a four-wheeler plant there. Their four-wheeler production or something I read there. It was
Okay.
the four-wheeler, the car type one, or the little car one, the little, can't remember what it's called, but some type of four-wheeler they're going to build there.
Oh, okay, like the side by sides or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, because I mean, they even had like a whole booth set up for their motors, because I mean, they make motors for like, a lot of
Other folks, other tools and shit. Yeah.
But yeah, these were a couple beefy mowers I saw. This is
What's this here?
this is a Spartan.
Spartan.
Haven't heard of them before. That's
And I
interesting.
mean, it had a big ring around it with LED lights. It was pretty beefed out.
Looks mean.
Looks like a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go, Zach.
Aw.
So Nate and I were talking to the Simplicity person last year. I didn't talk to him, and because I was talking to him, and Nate walked up and goes, his deck's famous. And so we explained the whole thing to the guy, and the guy was cracking up.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's almost like when we said, like I said, we felt like the kind of like, the misfits there, like the outcasts, as far as being the DIY and not professional. And like, when we told him we were DIY, I felt like the guy was kind of like, all right, whatever. Like,
Yeah. You're like the little brother,
Well, yeah, sure. They're there to try to sell somebody 5 mowers, at a clip,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but yeah, this is a 72-inch right here.
Yeah,
That could happen opposite for them though. You could get somebody that a DIYer that like us, or somebody that was into what you do, and we start talking about, and next thing you know is there somebody saw us that likes them. So they could sell 100 from us at some point. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you never know.
He could have sold me one, honestly. Like if he would have, he could have talked me into it, but.
Well, yeah, and we've talked about that before. It's just like some companies are behind social media marketing. I mean, you look at the investment that Toro has made in social media marketing, and I mean, like,
true.
You can't tell me that doesn't work out for them to be behind, like all the biggest names in lawn care, YouTube and Instagram. Like, you can't tell me that they're not making money by sponsoring Allen and the Lawn Tools and all these other guys, like all the other bigger time kind of like YouTube, TikTok,
You figure
Instagram guys.
if they're giving you, if basically the cost of doing that is giving you the tool itself, like for them, that's probably, it's much easier to do than to pay some people to make a commercial. Whereas, folks like us already have an audience of like-minded, interested folks. So yeah, I'm sure the ROI is probably worth it.
Yeah.
Not only because advertisement is so expensive, not only to pay for the commercial, but to put it on TV for 30 seconds is $1 million.
Exactly.
Olee, what does this hyperdrive mean on this right, or this Hustler? I mean,
it's more of their commercial line. I know it's got like right behind the seat, it's got hydraulic coolers and stuff, like a just about like a transmission cooler or whatever. It's just meant to like run all day long. So
yeah, because I know when we were over there looking at them, you were like, that's the one that's their top one right there.
Yeah, I just know that it has like really, once you get into the commercial stuff, it's meant to work and like all day long. And behind the seat there, it has a fan and a cooler and all, just to keep the temps down on the hydraulic system. But other than that, I don't know a ton about that particular one.
I think it's pretty crazy.
Here's that Toro.
Trying to get some suspension.
Yeah, they got that My Ride there, and then those bad boys were all over.
Mhm.
And they're pretty unique. I think I got another one right here. I think this is a bad boy. Yeah, it's a 72 inch, but like it didn't look like it was a 72 inch. Like it looked like it looked maneuverable, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how was dinner with the Pococks with Pro Pete?
Go ahead, Olee.
How was it?
Yeah, how was hanging out with John and Melissa and having dinner with them?
It was amazing. And we got to meet their daughter, Mackenzie, that does a lot of the Instagram stuff for Pro P.
Oh, nice. That's right.
Nice.
You did say
Right
she was
there,
gonna be
man. Steak and French fries. I mean, how can you go wrong with steak and French fries?
Well, first off, so when we got done with the event that day, we were gonna go to dinner with them, and we Ubered to the event that day. That was the only day we Ubered. So we actually rode with Mackenzie. Mackenzie was sitting on her mom's lap in the back seat with me and Nate. And then Olee was in the front with John. And then we were just crammed in this thing. Like, I mean, my leg was like on top of Nate's leg. Like we were crammed in this little car, and they drove us over. And then Brent, I'm sure you know where I'm talking about. You get to like go down in the parking lot, wherever, to get there. So then we were going to get an Uber to go downtown to the Landsy event after, and they drove us through. So we were all crammed in that, waiting on the Uber.
That's awesome.
But that was cool. That was cool of them.
That's great. And I saw Hannah Grace join you guys at dinner too, huh?
Yes.
That's pretty neat. That was probably cool to meet her.
Yeah, her and her mom, actually.
Nice. That's pretty neat. That's like the annual picture right here.
Just no cam. It was cold this year, so no camo cut off shorts. I mean, it was cold.
No, but yeah, I mean, we definitely looked like out of place there for sure. Like I had a charging brick, like to charge my phone, but I forgot my cord, and so my phone was dead. Like, I couldn't contact my wife or anything. I was kind of getting paranoid, honestly, because it was kind of weird. I didn't have it for a few hours, and so Nate's like, just ask him for a cord. So I asked him for like, hey, you guys got a charging cord here? And they brought me one.
That's awesome. Good customer service right there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's got to be a standard ask nowadays, right?
Probably.
It's gotta be
Yeah, that's
pretty
what Nate
standard.
was saying. Nate's like, just ask. Everybody's got to ask that.
I had to do that last year when we were at that restaurant.
Really?
I had a charger in my little bag, and like I pulled it out and went and plugged it into the wall because my phone was dying. Yep.
You got to do what you got to do.
Well, yeah, because you're walking around the thing all day, and you're trying to like take pictures with everybody, get some videos, you're texting people, and it's just like your phone's dead by then. By the end of the night, when by the time you hit like 8, 9 at night, and you're sitting there at dinner, yeah. But so lawn of the week, guys, should we get into that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go for it, boys.
Brent, you want to do it this time?
Man, I don't even remember who we picked because I was putting my kids to bed, fell asleep with them.
All right, I got it.
Refresh my recollection with
Steel Cut last week, by the way. Shout out to him for doing an amazing job announcing the lawn of the week and the whole Steel.
That was awesome. Yeah. So keep off the grass lawn of the week. It's a weekly competition that we do. If you are going to post pictures of your lawn or put up a reel, something that you're doing, if you use the hashtag KOTG lawn of the week, it enters into the weekly competition. And we're always following that hashtag, checking it out, looking at everybody's posts and kind of going back and forth, debating which one looks pretty awesome for the week. And then we pick the winner, and winners get their choice of Pro Pete fertilizer, anything you can find on Home Depot, 25-pound bag, and their fossil now. They have that as well. And it's only if you're domestic. So if you know, continental US, folks that are overseas or Canada, you know, we get some swag your way. Not sure exactly what all they send, but yeah. So if you're here in the US, get your bag of fertilizer. If you're overseas or outside the borders, swag. But you get a turtle bragging rights, man. I mean, you get up on the website, you get in the Discord, you get to brag to your wife and all your neighbors about it too. So this week we I don't know where he's located, but he's some kind of an assassin, some kind of a lawn assassin. Got Derek
Virginia.
Abel,
Mm.
Virginia. All right.
Look at those footprints.
Mm-hmm.
You got the footprints. You're doing it right. I don't got footprints, so
Looks
That's
good.
There's no
seeded.
leaves too, man. Good cleanup. That tree is it's fall for sure.
Yeah, right. that tree came down quick.
Yeah. I wonder if they got hit with a cold snap and they just kind of boom, fell off. We had a
Heck
lot of
yeah,
that
man.
around here after 2 cold nights.
Congrats, lawn assassin.
Congratulations, brother. Looking good. He's doing
Congratulations.
good for a long time.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a new home. I think it's
Oh.
it's like his first season at this house.
Okay. That's even more
Possibly.
impressive. I
I
didn't
think
know
so.
that.
I don't know.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, man.
Well
that looks
done.
good.
Well
Congrats, brother. Starting off strong if it is a new place. Looks good.
Looking amazing. So yeah, man, hit up the KOTG Instagram. Let us know what your address is, and we will forward that over to the Pocock family and get you out an MPK of your choice for you to rock and roll with in the spring.
Welcome to the
Shoot, he's
club.
probably got time. He can do a winterizer.
Oh yeah, you still got time. You're right. I still got to put mine down because it was raining this weekend. It was my plan. Best laid plans. What are you gonna do?
So since I was a little rough on Wednesday morning and Olee was like telling me, "Oh man, you're supposed to be the partier. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, you're not living up." So the last night, you know, we had to go pretty hard. And you know, this is at the end of the night here. Andrew, if you're still in the chat. But yeah, we hung out with Lanzier last night at the PBR, watching people.
Yeah, did you guys ride the bull this year, or was there any bull riding?
Andrew and his wife rode it.
Nice.
I think Andrew wrote it. And then
Yeah.
that's Jessica right there. She works with Lanzi. And so yeah, we had a pretty good night with them. Trying to think. I think I had another.
Hell yeah. My man Drew can throw the party.
Yeah, this is another guy where he works for Lanzi. This guy.
He's
They
having a
must,
good
have
time.
hired, they must have hired him as the amp fella. He is.
Yeah,
he tries to
man.
be-
He was pretty funny. Like I'd hire him. But yeah, this is after that. I think we were taking some shots, or Jello shots, out of like a shot, like an actual like
syringe.
syringe.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's crazy.
Olee and I actually dipped out. We kept telling Nate we couldn't get Nate to go. Nate was feeling pretty good, and I'm like,
You can't really call it dipping out at 2:30 when you try.
Yeah,
to
that's
start.
true.
Yeah, that's
true. So we just started walking, me and Olee. The next thing you know, we're down the road. I mean, we're down far enough where there's nobody in sight, and we just see Nate sprinting down the road. Coming at us.
Oh goodness.
Trying to, yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, he told us he was going to the lingerie store.
yeah. Yeah. He said,
It's 2 a.m.
I actually have that on. I have that.
Yeah.
I have that conversation on my phone, but but yeah, he was like, I'm going to the lingerie store. Get my wife something before we go. And then we just see him sprinting.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's funny.
Cool, man.
But yeah, that's about it.
All right. And with that, it's 11 o'clock.
Shout out to our president in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Looking like a champ right there.
Dude,
Shout out.
living his best
Oh,
life.
oh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Who's who?
I see it. I see it.
All right. I mean, see the resemblance.
Mm.
Oh man, I think Drunk Lawn Guy's a little sexier. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, he's got some swag right there. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's got the I don't give a fuck look.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the forefathers bear me on.
Oh yeah. I like it.
Sweet.
Yeah, Leo's just got a t-shirt on. What the hell? Come on. Step up your game, guy.
Getting lazy.
Oh man.
We got to get the president a KOTG vest.
Oh yeah.
Some type
Yeah,
of-
we
That's a
do.
good idea.
Yeah.
And speaking of the
Mhm.
president, I really I hope next year we can all go. It would have been really fun if like we had our whole group there. We kept saying it too. We were just like, man, that would have been really cool. Like just having everybody like Bill, you would have been great at like thinking of like, we could have, that's all the pictures I took. And actually those are screenshots from videos. I didn't like, it was like, yeah, I didn't even really we didn't take any
Well,
pictures. So like,
I'm
I mean, if
going
we
next
were
year.
all there, we could have got like a good amount. And
Yeah, I'm gonna keep track of my time off this coming year and make sure that's something to do. Because it was a lot of fun last year. I was really bummed when I actually sat down to take the time off and like I was like, oh, I don't have the time to take.
it was
I was
cool that we
bummed,
were
man.
all at the same spot too, because we had a lot of room where we stayed, honestly. Even though it was cool that we were all there because then we could just like, plan the day out. We were just,
Yeah.
it wasn't like we had to like meet up or like, hey, when you going there? When you going there? It's like we're just always together and it was easy. So if we could somehow get like a bigger house
Yeah.
early, that'd be cool.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. As soon as they announce the week again this year, I'm requesting those days off. It's the first thing I'm doing before my kids' birthdays next year. I'm like, no, sorry, Dad's got to work. That way I can take GIE.
I'm pretty sure it's the same
Same as it.
October,
Yeah. All right.
that same week. I'm pretty sure. Was it not the same, basically the same dates last year? That
I'm not sure.
for
Like
sure it was
the-
about the same
like the
dates.
Second week of October or something like that every year, maybe. Whatever days of the month that is.
Hmm.
Mhm.
All right then.
It's good times. I got kicked to the curb the last day, but my boys
I hear this
wouldn't
too.
take me back. They was ready to go home. They
You
made
tuck
me
it
go
out.
outside and get an Uber.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Me and Nate didn't go the last day. I was looking and it was going to be in, a little over a half hour south and then with traffic. And then, I'd have to drive a half hour back and just add like an hour on to our time. So
It's all right. Me and that guy had a great conversation. It's all right.
I was watching out the window until he picked you up just to make sure it was good. Because I was thinking, I was like, I don't know if you were at the pickup spot or not.
Yeah. That guy drove the fastest of anybody we rode with the entire trip. Thank you,
Oh, look.
Andrew.
Drew just put the dates in. He's already got them.
All right, I'm writing that
18th
down.
to the 20th.
18th
Let's
to the
take those
20th.
dates off now, and let's
Yeah.
book us a badass Airbnb.
Do it.
What's this, Olee? I forget.
That was somebody's bicycle. It's still locked to the pole,
Mhm.
Took the tires.
That's
Everything that wasn't locked is stolen.
That's regular. That's regular hood stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
Yeah,
of trouble.
Sure is.
Heck, the lock probably is worth more than what's left.
Took the cranks out
Definitely
and
needed a
everything.
toolbox.
Made by DeWalt.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's gonna be see they're screwed for a while, man.
Yeah. You won't forget that anytime soon.
I don't know. I got to make some bookshelves. I'm kind of scared now. I was scared to fire up all my tools.
Mhm.
Oh man, the drills are good. The other stuff's good.
Oh heck yeah, man! They're good. I got a bunch of DeWalt battery powered stuff.
I wish the best for them. I hope they, comebacks greater than setbacks. So let's hope
There you go.
they come back strong.
Yep, there you go.
Man, what you gonna do if that was all planned? That way they blew up.
That's some crazy marketing, but yeah.
That's some
Yeah.
40
might
chest
be.
right there, man.
Bad
know.
news travels faster than good news. So
That's
hey,
right.
Yeah.
No
maybe
press
that
is
was
bad
true.
press,
Game
right?
plan.
Everybody
Watch 'em be
knows
like-
that DeWalt's making mowers now, I guess. So
Yeah, and I didn't before, honestly.
Yeah.
Now everybody's going to be psyched for next year because they're going to go, all right, well, they've had a year to fix it. Let's see what they
Mhm.
got.
yeah.
No press is bad press.
I mean, if they have a ton of fire extinguishers around next year.
Yeah, just lean into
You
it.
never
Right?
know. Yeah.
Just lean
Fire
into
trucks
it.
everywhere.
yeah. All right, guys, let's wrap this up, shall
All
we?
right.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks for coming on, Rob. Congrats.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Rob.
thank you,
Rob.
Congrats again.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.